Welcome back to Righteous Rock TV. I'm your host, TJ Rocker. I'm here with
Chris McCain from Becoming the Archetype. I'm the vocalist.
Right on, right on. Thanks for coming out.
Definitely.
You know, you guys had a long trip, but you're here safe and sound.
Yes.
Downtown Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
And the heat's not as bad as Cornerstone, is it?
No way. At Cornerstone, it got to 107, but when you're out there, the humidity makes it completely different. It's 102 here right now and completely bearable. When 107 there, you don't want to do anything. You just want to find a cold room and stay.
For sure. Yeah, we were there the same, obviously, a few weeks ago as you were, and it was just unbelievable. I'll never complain about it in Vegas, ever.
It's a lot more bearable there. It really is. It's nice.
Cool. Now, when did you come to the band? When did you start singing?
I started touring with the band in late April of last year. And it was originally just filling in for Jason Wisdom. He had some stuff going on. He's like, guys, I'm on tour right now. And I was good friends with our guitarist, Daniel Gately. And he called me up. He's like, hey, man, you want to come try out and possibly do a tour with us? I was like, sure, I'll do it. And tried out. Everything went smoothly. Went out on that tour. Get home. And they were supposed to leave again in about a month to go on another full summer tour, 6 weeks. And after we were home for about a week or so, Jason called back and said, he's like, no, I can't. I need to stay home with my wife right now. I don't need to be out. And so I wound up doing that tour. And right near the end of that tour was when Jason said he was just going to have to hang it up. You know, his wife was pregnant. He was going to have a kid. And, you know, he got a really good job. So he wound up just staying home and just passed it on down to me. And things have just been going really awesome ever since.
Cool. Yeah, you know, thanks again, Jason, for that service
Absolutely.
To the Lord. I've heard nothing but great things about Becoming the Archetype, you know, from people all over the world, actually. It's been unbelievable. So, again, thanks, Jason, and enjoy the new child.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a cool time.
Yeah.
When did you come to the Lord? When did...
I'd always grown up in church, but I'd really have to say that I really had like a big transformation in my life when I was about probably about 15 years old. Before then, I just wound up hanging out with a lot of people I shouldn't have been hanging out with, doing a lot of things I shouldn't have been, and then got a new pastor in our church, and he, you know, it felt more connected with him than I did with previous pastors. And so I started going back a little bit more, and then they got a new youth pastor who comes in, and he's who introduced me to heavy metal. Comes in, dude's got long hair, a beard, he skates, and he talks like all the other dudes that are in the church. And it's like, man, this is really cool. And so I started going more, I started getting more active, and I really can't pinpoint a specific day as where the big transformation happened, but it was just being able to see his influence, you know, in my life. I was able to change who I was and get on a more solid path than just, you know, just the mundane life that I was in before and doing a lot of crap I shouldn't have been doing.
Cool. Yeah. Well, evidently God's pleased and has blessed you, because again, the band's unbelievable. We've been blessed, and we know a lot of other people, like I said, have been blessed by the music. We're excited to see all the bands here. You know, Wolves at the Gate.
Yeah, we're hoping they make it.
Yeah, we're praying them in.
Yes, definitely.
Big time.
Snapped a hub on a trailer a little while ago, and they're 4 hours away and left just a little while ago. So we're hoping they can make it here real fast.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when we were when we announced the show, and then recently contacted the band Becoming the Archetype on Facebook, we saw that somebody was coming from 4 hours away to see the show tonight. So
awesome.
Yeah, just a fan, man, that said, hey, I got to be there. Absolutely. They were like, we're getting a babysitter and we're going to rock. So that's
cool.
that's a trooper fan right there.
Awesome.
We need a lot more of those.
I really hope they show up tonight.
For sure. Yeah. And you know, we had talked a little bit about this earlier off camera. You were sharing with the fact that you don't really do a lot of you know, preaching from the stage. You believe it's more effective afterwards at the merch table.
Absolutely. I don't have a problem with people speaking from the stage, but it's just something that I've seen so much of in my life where, you know, even before I was really able to get, you know, too much back into following Christ, like it just became so routine and insincere. And so So it became something where I was like, you know, if I'm going to be on stage, you know, I want to make sure that I'm speaking to somebody else on a one-on-one basis, because what I say from stage, you know, may not be effective to 90% of the crowd, but if I can talk to people one-on-one, we can find out what's going on at that time and speak into that situation in their life, instead of just speaking something that everybody's heard. Jesus loves you. Everybody's heard that, read it on a billboard, you know, heard some dude screaming it from the side of the street. If that hasn't gotten to him yet, there needs to be a different approach. And it can't just be saying words, you know, idle words from in front of them, in front of a crowd. It's got to be something where it makes a connection.
Right on. Yeah, you know, we talked about it too. Again, other bands as well, you know, that do it. That's their call. You know,
right. And I understand it works for some bands, but I don't. And like I say, we've talked to the rest of the band about it. And it's just something where we really feel that we should spend time off stage speaking with people, and it just seems to be a lot more effective. And like I say, for us, it seems to be a lot more effective, and it just seems to be something that we're more comfortable with, being able to speak one-on-one with.
Right on. Yeah, I was at Cornerstone. A band played there called Iona. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but they're like a Celtish jazz rock praise worship band. It was unbelievable, by the way. But that concert's up on the show if you want to check it out anytime. But anyways, what I thought was really cool was the lead singer, her name, it's a lady named Joanne. She after they had played like an hour and a half gig out in that heat. Then she stood at the merch table and signed everyone's CDs, and for an hour, more than an hour. So for a total, she just took the time and really exemplified what she had just got done singing about.
Awesome.
You know, and really be in the Word.
That's something we all try to do. After we get done playing, it may be about 15, 20 minutes where some of the guys are not at the table. As soon as we get done, I'll go straight to the table. Shake their hand, give them a hug, talk to them, whatever they need. And then, you know, shortly after the guys get all their stuff off, they'll be done with us. And, you know, like I said, we enjoy spending time with our fans, you know. That's the reason we come out. We want to spend time with people. You know, we love playing music. I'm not going to say that the only reason we do this is to talk to people. You know, we all love music. That's why we're doing this. We love it. It's a really awesome thing to be meet so many different people. You know, no one place is the same. Obviously, you know, just so many different faces and, you know, different stories. So, I mean, it's like this big collage of just everything that, you know, everybody you get to meet. So it's really, really an awesome experience.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about too. You know, we found out personally at Cornerstone how when you got there, it was like that was your family.
Absolutely.
You know, everyone knew each other, and like it's almost like you knew each other, and you might not have met this person ever before.
Oh yeah, you'd be sitting there eating breakfast, and somebody just walk up and sit down next to you and just start talking. And next thing you know, you've been there for 2 hours chatting with somebody that you probably still don't even know their name, but you're just hanging out like you've known each other for years. Right. So yeah, it's a really cool experience there.
Cool. What are you gonna play tonight? What's some of the tunes?
Normally our set, it will vary from show to show, but you can expect to hear some off of at least 3 of our records. You usually hear some off of Terminate Damnation, Dichotomy, Celestial Completion, and we will be playing a new song off of our new album that's coming out.
Heard it here first. Righteous Rock TV.
That's it. September 18th, our new album is called I Am, and we'll be playing a song tonight called The Time Bender. And we've been getting great response from it so far. You know, everybody we spoke with has just been extremely pleased with the sound of the new album, and so we're really looking forward to it coming out. And you know, like I said, you get to hear a little bit of it tonight. See what you think.
Oh, awesome! And then you'll also see those videos live too, because they're gonna let us tape the set, so you'll get a little treat to that. It'll be the first debut viewing of that. As far as where are you going next? As far as
we leave out early tomorrow morning. We got to drive to Albuquerque, which is like a 9.5-hour drive, and then you're also losing an hour going over there because time goes forward an hour. So in all, we have to leave at about 6 in the morning to get there on time for our show tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a very long day. Road dogs. Yes.
You're road dogging it. Hey, that's, you know, bands, that's a lot of them, you know, made their names that way just by touring, you know, constantly. And I think that, you know, you shared about being at the table, how it blesses you, and I think that's something that keeps you guys fueled up and going.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, hearing the testimonies and, you know, maybe how somebody heard a song and maybe just God broke them right there. And
absolutely, being able to talk to people and people share their stories with us, and the stories that just, you know, absolutely mean the world to us is where somebody will say, you know, say in some way our music has affected them, and that, you know, that right there is, you know, really what keeps the band going. You know, we love being able to talk to people, but I mean, if we can affect somebody's life in some way, whether it be, you know, on record or, you know, at a table talking to them, or if, you know, a couple days ago we're on the side of the road working on our trailer, and some kid runs by and he stops and looks back and pulls his headphones out. He's like, dude, I was at the venue y'all played at last night. And he just comes over and starts talking to us. You know, moments like that are, you know, they're irreplaceable. You can't, you know, ever ask for anything more than something like that. Just genuine excitement in somebody for something that you've done. So it's super awesome just to know that you've impacted somebody's life in some way.
Right on, cool. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time again to
definitely
sit down with us on Righteous Rock TV and do this interview. Hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of your band for a 5-minute, you know.
Yeah, they'll all be out here in just a little bit.
I know you guys are really just wiped out. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it's been a crazy, the last few days we've had some crazy drives. And, it's really warm.
What was the last show that you were just at?
Last show was in LA.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it wasn't too bad of a drive, but we drove until about 3 o'clock this morning, and so we got about halfway here, went in and crashed for a little bit, and we were gonna try and sleep in as late as we could, but it was guys and then wolves at the gate. We all stayed there, so naturally somebody wakes up early, wakes up the next person, all of a sudden everybody's up. We were gonna sleep till 12 or 1 in the afternoon. Everyone's up at like 9:30 in the morning. It's like, guys, come on, I want to get some rest.
Yeah.
Can't do it. So get 5 or 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah, California is crazy.
Oh yeah, we love the West Coast. It's totally different from the East.
Yeah.
And right now shows are going so much better in the West than they are in the East. Like, there's so much oversaturation of bands and venues and people trying to be promoters that in the East Coast, like, you have 3 or 4 shows going on at the same time in the same town.
Wow.
And it's almost impossible to, you know, compete with one another, because I mean, you could be playing with a band, you know, equally as big as you or larger than you right down the street, and people will be paying maybe $3 or $4 more to get into their show than they would ours. So, you know, they're gonna, you know, may go to the other show, and so you wind up with all the shows are, you know, fragmented. You could have had either all the bands in the same place, or if they'd spread the shows out more, you'd have more people that would attend all the shows versus having to pick a show and go to it. And so it really hurts the music scene in that area, because you've got so many people fragmented now. Not as much money's coming into the venues, so they can't bring in as many bands. They can't do as big of bands. And, you know, people get discouraged because there's not as many people, so they think everything's dying out, when it's just everybody's so spread out.
Yep.
If we could bring everybody together into one building, we'd have great shows, just like, you know, people talk about 5 and 6 years ago when shows used to be killer. You know, you talk to anybody about the heavy metal scene, they talk about shows from anywhere from like 2000 to 2008, like how awesome they were. You don't hear somebody saying, man, that show in 2010 was incredible. Unless it was somebody's favorite metal show, you know, today's favorite metal show, everybody talks about how awesome it was, but that was their last show.
Yeah.
So you just don't hear about crazy shows like that anymore, and it's just largely to do with just a lot of oversaturation.
Right on, you heard it here. Contact Petro with Enter LV. That's who put this whole thing on, and you know, they did the Rock and Worship Roadshow. They brought in the Third Day, so they're really making it happen out here for God. Out in Nevada, so come on and
yes,
and contact them.
Support your local venues, and definitely your local bands. Help them out, because your local bands are who are going to have your biggest draw in a lot of areas. So definitely support your local bands and, you know, your touring bands. If you see somebody you like, go and hang out with them. You know,
for sure.
Go and tell them how much it means, you know, for them coming through. And then definitely support your local venues, because without a venue, you don't have a show.
That's right. Yeah, that's what I was. Somebody asked me. I did one of my first shows in promotion-wise. Was out in Pahrump. I did an 8-band called the Righteous Rock Revival, and you know, one thing about it, it was amazing. I heard from all the bands, was like, wow, man, you know, we're so thankful for a place to play.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, you know, somebody asked me, why don't you bring it out to my state? And I said to them, you know, hey, go ahead and do it. You know, contact your local church or a venue. Maybe you know somebody that has a venue or a building, and get those bands in. You know, provide a place. You know, it's one of those old cliches. Like I forget what it was, the movie with Kevin Costner, the baseball one. Build it and they shall come. You know, he would build that field out in the. Anyways, he built a baseball field. Anyways, I'm sure somebody knows the name of the movie. But yeah, you know, build it and they'll come and jam and play, and that's so true. I mean, I had it at a place that's normally holds kids parties, so they have those big bounce houses set inside. Nice. Well, what they do is they deflate them all, and it clears out this whole big warehouse area. Sweet. And they roll a stage in and they jam. Awesome. You know.
Yeah, just I mean, it's really just basically just the support of your local venues. If you can support a local venue and keep them open, we've had a really hard time this tour with venues closing up. You know, we've had I think 4 closed since we've been on the road. I mean, that's averaging 1 show a week that's being canceled, and it really puts, you know, a hurt on the local scene. It puts a hurt on the bands that are supposed to be playing there. And then, you know, the people in that area don't get to see a show that they, you know, wanted to go see. So, you know, definitely support your local venues, you know. Make it a place where you enjoy to go, you know, no matter what night of the week it is. And, you know, just go there and have fun. Make it a family. Make it a place where you want to go every night and have fun. And, you know, you can see it as a safe place just to hang out.
For sure, for sure. Where are you guys from?
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. So yeah, exactly. You figure these guys are coming from Atlanta, Georgia, and the place closes. Well, hey, like it happened here. You guys are supposed to play at another place, but they closed for whatever reason, and now all of a sudden, you know, you're far away from home with no gig. You know, which means no gas money.
Well, luckily they were able to reroute the show. Yep. They were able to get a new building.
At the box office. We're here at the box office.
Here at the box office. Yeah. And so we were really thankful, and it looks like the Wolves at the Gate guys just pulled in. I see them driving in with no trailer and no gear. So I guess they didn't get the trailer fixed.
Oh, that's their bus?
Yep, that's their bus right there pulling in right now. So
that's a cool bus, dude.
Yes, dude.
They gotta deck that out with some graffiti or something.
Oh man, they have gotten a setup in there. If you talk with them, you need to get a tour of their bus inside.
For sure, yeah.
They have gotten the setup
for sure.
But definitely support your local venues, because when they close up, then you don't have a place to go. You don't have a place to, you know, enjoy shows and enjoy hanging out with people in your area that enjoy the same type of music.
Yeah, and also make sure you go to enterlv.com, you know, and just drop them a line and say, hey, you know, we saw you on Righteous Rock TV, you know, and praying for you, because Petra's just a really cool lady.
Absolutely,
God, man.
She is
so cool.
She is very awesome. She has treated us great. We met her last time we were here in Vegas, and ever since we met her, she's just been a great person to deal with. This show, as much of a disaster as it should have turned into, she was able just to absolutely 100% pull through, get this pulled together, and there's still a show going on tonight. When, you know, yesterday it looked like we might even have to do a house show, and yet today we're at a venue. Yep. People are showing up already. You know, bands are here.
And this is really my environment, man. I grew up in Seattle, and all these places in Seattle, Washington are like this. You know, places you walk into, and it's just like, you know, hole in the wall, but yet, you know, it's gonna rock. And sometimes the best sound is captured in hole in the wall.
Man, some of the best shows I've ever been to have been just the smallest, dinkiest places. You just have a great time. The crowd's in close, and you just get to have a great time with everybody. You feel intimate with them because you're up close to them. And also, if there's 45 people in a small room, feels way better than 45 people in a massive room. Yeah. So it's always a lot more fun.
Yeah, it's more intimate, and
absolutely.
You know, I was telling Petra that sometimes, because she was like, well, it's kind of smaller than the place we originally had, you know, booked at. I said, yeah, but you know, when you play those small venues, bands bring their gear, and then everything just seems to be dialed in a lot better than like if you're plugged into somebody's PA or using somebody else's bass cab or whatever. You know, it's not the same. You know, and so that means the sound from that band is what you really get for CD. Absolutely. Really, and I mean, now with the technology, we were talking about this camera that we're filming on. I mean, this camera, we shot it at Cornerstone, and the sound comes out just so clear.
Sweet.
Crystal clear.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Again, appreciate it, brother.
Dude, thank you so much.
And God bless.
Thank you so
Safe
much. And we'll
travels
get the rest of
back
the guys out here in just a second.
for
We'll
sure.
finish this up.
Thanks.